Hi folks, it's Anne from Reveille Artistry again. Today I want to have another go at blooms. I've been watching a few more videos and learning. So I've got here, well, 140, no, it's about 180 grams of, or millilitres of Vista 1. This is their new one. So I'm giving it a bit of a trial today. Vista 1 is 1:1 in millilitres of a resin and hardener. So here goes nothing. I'm going to give it a good go. I'm hoping it's going to be a good one because it's a one from the UK. I like to keep things at home if I can. Though having said that, I have ordered some new moulds from Australia at last. So from Julie Cutts of Pouring Your Heart Out, who I follow avidly and who is a font of knowledge. So folks, if you want, a good example to follow, watch her. She's really good. So yeah, the bloom technique, she does it amazingly. I seem to flounder a bit, but the things I've learnt are that blooming, the actual blooming process of what the resin does once you've laid it all up in your moulds takes time. So it's no good for a quick unmould resin. It's got to have that time to bloom. It can't just ping, so because the danger with that, if you use a quick set one, is that say you're doing 4, so you put your clear in first, then you're putting your petals in. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 1 will bloom better than number 4 because it's had longer in the mould before it sets up. Do you see what I mean? Whereas if you have a longer setting, a normal sort of work time and setting resin, like the one I'm using today, they're all going to end up with a good amount of time to bloom because they don't continue blooming. They bloom to the point where they stop. So you've got to allow all 4 to have that time to bloom until they've bloomed to their limit, if you know what I mean. So I hope that makes sense, but I think it's quite an invaluable lesson that I've learned in the last couple of weeks. Anyway, talking aside, I've got 30 mils in here for my white. So I've got Cast and Craft, which is my favourite, but I need to give it a good shake, and Pinata White. Sorry, you can't overshake these things. And I'm going to use Coral as my colour to tint my petals. Now I'm going back to the original sort of way of doing them. Not going to try anything fancy. So here goes nothing. So here's my white. So for to probably put about... the other thing I've learned is however many drops of the Cast and Craft you use, double it for the Pinata. Okay, so that's 1. I hope that was only 1 went in because I wasn't looking. 2, 3. Oh, it's more than a blonde, but never mind. 3. So as a rough guide, I'll put 6 of these. And that's for 30 millilitres. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Right, let's give that a little stir. See how I want it to be fairly sort of opaque, though not wholly opaque. If you go too light with your white, they bloom into sort of almost nothingness. And if you see, that's quite nice. I quite like that. So yeah, so you double your however many drops of Cast and Craft you use, you double it for your Pinata Blanco. Okay, pop a lid on. Don't want it to dry out any more than necessary. I've got my icing bag all ready to go. That's still quite runny, but that's fine. I'm going to leave it a little bit. I want it to thicken up because also if your white is too thin when you pipe, it will bloom too fast and it will go out of shape. So a little bit of time lapse is good. Right, that's that one. So I'm going to leave that for a minute, and then we've got our clear here. So I'm going to put into 4. Can't wait to get my new moulds, but let's see how long they take to come. I ordered them yesterday, but of course that's in their night time, so you sort of have to allow for that, really. Also watched the last episode of Neighbours last night. I was bereft. I am so sad about that. You know, it was hammy, it was cheesy, it was funny, it was sad. It's oh, I've got some bits in here. It's just was so different to all the soaps that British TV at the moment are doing. It's always doom and gloom and violence and drugs and darkness for all the others. And do you know what? We have enough darkness in our lives without people acting it out, you know. But that's just me. I've watched it for 37 years. That's terrible, isn't it? But I have, and do you know what? It's the end of an era. I know we have to move on, but I don't want to move it into darkness. So I'm really looking for something else as my relaxing sort of half an hour every day. It won't be Corrie, EastEnders, or Emmerdale, though, I can tell you. Because I don't find them relaxing, and I find them quite depressing. Honestly, the things that go on in Albert Square, you'd never want to live there, would you? She says. Right, okay. That's that there for now. I'm going to let that sit for a while, so I'll log off. And it gives these a chance to degas. I mean, I can see there's quite a few bubbles. It's not too bad, but I will get... Where's my gun? There we go. Give them a quick. Stick it around the edges. Don't want bubbly edges. Okay, so that's helped it on its way. See, there's a couple of bits in there, but hey ho. And I'll come back to you in a mo. All right. Okay, folks, I'm back. Has it thickened up much? A bit. Still probably too runny, actually. But never mind. Let's just press on. I'm going to put this now into my icing bag. It won't hurt to be stood in there for a minute. It's going to take me a few minutes to do my colour. I want to make sure that the bloom actually catches the colour. If I put the colour in now and left it, because it would all draw into the middle, wouldn't it? Whereas I want the bloom to catch a bit of the colour as it blooms, as the petals bloom. Excuse me. Sorry. Let's give it another little gun. It's pretty much bubbleless now, which is good. Okay, so I'm going to use this coral, and I'm just going to use one colour. I'm not going to get overexcited. Oh, got sticky tape on me. So we'll just go with that in the middle, and then when I do the petals, I'm going to do the circular motion, you know, the spiral, and then I'm going to draw my stick through it. So let's go one in the middle first. I think this is quite a pale colour, isn't it? So, and you can't really see it, unfortunately, against these brown. Oh, that's a shame. I'm going to put two more in each. I can't hardly see it, to be honest. That was a bit of a bad choice of colour, but it's just these moulds. I think they've got 3. Oh, I might go on 2, 3. That means they've had 6 each. Oh, that's it. Okay, I'm just going to go with that. I'm not going to be fussing or pontificating or doing anything else. Right, so here's my icing bag. Let's get it down to the bottom. Shall I put some... Yeah, I'll put a little bit of glitter in the... She says, changing her mind yet again. Right, let me just lean that up against something so it doesn't fall over. Bit of glitter. Let's have a bit of silver leaf. There we go. Let's go with something a little bit different. Silver leaf it is. And luckily I've got a little bit of resin left in my cup here. Can you see that? So let me just go down. This cup is too deep really, isn't it? Again, make sure you get leaves of it, not as a clump, you see. It's a bit of a clump, but never mind, I'll have to go. I think this was a free gift or something. So let's see if that's enough. Once I've scraped it all down. Oh Lord, that's another fine mess. That's probably enough. I don't want it to be too sort of bulky, so I'm going to just use a smaller stick if I can find one. One of these, just to get a little bit out into the middle. I like to do it at the beginning of a pour rather than, where's my stick, towards the end, because it gives you a centre to work from, if you know what I mean. Can't get it out. Nuisance. Right, looks like that's just about worked. Okay, now where's my icing bag? I'm just going to squeeze it down from the top so it's there. Now I'm going to cut a fairly wide line. Just don't want it to fly into my... Oh. Right, let's see what that is like. There's a paper towel. Not sure if you can see this. No, you can't see this. I think that'll do. Put a little bit of pressure on it, but that's fine. Right. Okay, so swirling, spiralling rather. Can't talk when I do this. For me, that's pretty good. You've got to agree. Let me just put one more line here. Okay, number 2. It is a case of practice makes perfect. You just got to do it over and over again until you get to know your resin, and you get to know how your spiral is going to be. And I have to say, since doing this resin art, my motor skills, with my hands, is massively improved. I was far more wobbly than I am now. I'm still wobbly, but a bit of a wobbly start there. Oh, oh dear. Was that a wobble? Is this a wobble? Yes, okay. This one's a bit blobby, so this will probably be the poor relation. Oh, we're going the other way. How did that happen? Just keep it going. Keep it going. But I don't think it's going to matter in the big scheme of things. So let's get a stick. What shall I use? I'm going to use. I usually use the end of a paintbrush, to be honest. Where's my thin paintbrush? Where are you? Is that you? A bit thick, really. Let's use a skewer. Okay, so what I want to do is now draw the petals in. So we'll do the usual. Why is there like a, you can see that it's like a film that's formed on the top of that. Can you see it moving? Now what is that about? That's a pinata colour. It should be fine. Well, let's hope it all comes out right. I'm always foiled by something, aren't I? Is that a hair? Yes. Well, silly me, I didn't put my hair up today. Never mind, we just hope and pray to the resin gods that this works. I'm just annoyed that I get foiled at every opportunity. But like I say, every day is a learning curve, isn't it? So let's just get that one a bit better. Okay. There we go again. Go in half again. Bit boring for you to watch, but has to be done, I'm afraid. Right, now let's go, I think in 3. So 1, 2. So you see we've created our multi-layered petals now. I think this is probably the easiest way for me with my wobbly hands to do this. And you can see it's already blooming. And remember, you don't have to be completely symmetrical either. Roses, any flowers, if you go and look in nature, they are at first appearances symmetrical, but there is always anomalies. Does that look all right? It's like with human beings, really, isn't it? We're all perfect, but we're all a bit different. They look nice, don't they? As they are. Let's just set up now. I just have this feeling that I'm pulling the colour into the middle because it's got that like film. I've used Pinata quite a lot, and I don't know whether it's just the orange or coral, whatever it's called. But let's hope it just does its thing. Oops, don't go in the middle, do I? I'm hoping the bloom will push back out. Oh, well, that got away, didn't it? That's a slightly wonky one. There's always one. A slightly wonky one. Right. What else do I want to do? A little swirling around the edge. Just there. Not into the gold, but just round it. I'm only going to swirl once. Okay, there we are. Let's have a quick... There we go. Let's wait and see what happens. I can see a bit of this gold sticking up, go down, and there. Okay, and this will be a look, it's a bit of blue. What are you doing in there? A bit of blue glitter in there. How did that get there? Anyway, okay. I'm going to leave it at that, and I will see you in the morning for that one. Fingers crossed. Hi folks, it's Anne from Reveille Artistry again. These coasters, now obviously they've set now, they're all set up. But can you see there's like an oil slicky thing going on the back where the coral colour was. I haven't demolded any of these because I'm not happy with that slick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a top coat, all right, a back coat if you like, of black to cover that up. So best not to demold before you do that, because what you don't want is any seepage around the sides. So I've mixed up some 4-hour J. Dixon, where are we? Where are you? J. Dixon 4-hour demold, which we know, we've proven, does it can be demolded in 4 hours. So I thought I'd do that, and then I can demold them later on today. I don't like waiting for things, I don't. Just get a baby wipe, just at the ready. Okay, so I'm going to put, I've got 60 odd mils in here because I don't want a thick coat, I just want a thin coat. I just want to cover up the sort of oil slick. And the thing that annoys me is that I actually used this colour ages ago in some coasters, and the same thing happened. Why did I not remember that? But never mind. Okay, so I'm going to put 1, probably put 3 in, 2, 3. So we want it nice and black. This is really good having a big one of matte black and matte white because you use so much of it. I don't know what the make is. It's there you are, WTRCSV, whatever that is. But it does the job, which is all we can ask. But yeah, so I'm out of love at the moment with Pinata, but I know I've used them for other in other shades, and it's been fine. So whether it's just that coral might have been a I don't know, a dud, but I'll stick with the Let's Resin and the unknown, the Chinese one, for now, I think. I've also got some new moulds that I want to try, so we'll be having some fun and games. well mixed, isn't it? I was aware of the air bubbles going in because it's a thick resin. The air bubbles don't get released as easily, so you have to be a little bit savvy about how you mix it. Right, okay, let's just go for it then. And which side should I go? I might as well pour down this side. Okay, let's do this. So just a thin coat. I'm not looking for huge, big coasters. Oops. But the bloom itself actually looks quite good from this side, so, and it doesn't look blobby, or at least not too blobby. So I am really looking forward to demoulding them. But it's just that little sort of oil slick on the back has just unnerved me. I think, go away. Now this will level itself, of course, but I'm going to give it a helping hand in a minute. See all the air bubbles popping. Right, let's see if we can push it out. I'm going to push it nearly to the sides and hopefully it'll do its, because I don't want it to. Also, there was a few bits of gold leaf poking through as well, so I don't like that either. So a black back coat should be great. I'll actually pour them quite shallow anyway, so you know, you don't need. I always think a coaster should be quite thin, because if you put your cup not quite on it, if you've got too big of a drop, the cup will just tip straight over. Whereas if you've only got a small drop, it's less likely to. Thus speak as the clumsy person. These things have to be taken into account. I don't know what's going on with the weather today. It's dull, grey looking, having the odd bit of rain, but really muggy and sweaty. Pretty much on the path for August, to be honest, in this country. I can see all the little bubbles popping away. Go on, baby. You can do it. Nearly there. Don't waste any. Okay. Right, where's my gun? Let's see them. Can you see the popping? It's hilarious, isn't it? Look at them. I don't know why I'm laughing. Right, okay. I'll come back in a bit and I'll show you the demould. Hi everyone, time for the great unmoulding. Looking good on the face of it, on the back of it. bit nervous. See how this has turned out. So I'll pop them out like that. Whoops. And then they come out nicely, don't they? Always nice when you get a good quick unmould. Oh dear, am I going to be ecstatic or am I going to be desperate again? Thinking, oh, I've got to get it right, got to get it right. Okay, here we go. I have not looked at any of these. Okay, let's go with this one. Okay, I'm going to show you first. Oh my god, it worked. Oh my god. That is so pretty. That is so pretty. I am blown away. I got something right. So my theory about it doesn't matter really when you do your petals. They've just got to have time to bloom. That is so pretty. Wow, I love that. Let's go with this one. Ready? And again. 2 out of 2. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I can't believe that. So, I mean, even for that colour, it didn't really come through much, but it's come through enough. And I take my, I'm just chuffed. Pinata, you're okay, except for the oily slick on the back. Ready? 3 out of 3. Oh my giddy aunt. I mean, if I want to be critical, yeah, my silver's wandered, but hey ho, I don't care. Oh, well, there we go. 4 out of 4. I am such a happy person. That is just amazing. I am ecstatic. Look at them. Look at them. Got the trip. You got the look. You can see. Can you see on the side? You got the 3D. You wait till I show my husband. Oh, you won't know what's hit him. Look, 3D, 3D. Yep, we all agree it's 3D. So we know, or I know, the best way for me to do these is the spiral. Obviously, the more spirals you do, the more petals you get, and then do the pulling in. Of course, my brain's already ticking and thinking, what could I do to improve it? And I can already think of a few things. But do you know what? I'm happy that things are coming together, that I actually seem to have found a way to do it. Yeah, absolutely. And you can just see on those, that's where it touched the sides, which you have to try and avoid, but can't always. So, folks, happy days, happy days. Oh my goodness, see you for the next adventure. Bye for now. Here they are. I've just given them a little edge of silver, but I am totally in love with them. I love the petals. I love the colour. I'm glad I put the black on the background. Yeah, I just totally love them. So, onwards and upwards now. There's nothing to stop me. I'll be churning these out. So look forward to a different colour every week, folks. Yeah, thanks for watching, and subscribe if you're happy with what you see. Take care. I will see you soon.